guys, my name is Shalise, also known as Mommy Trader here on YouTube. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you are new around here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much for coming back. I do appreciate all of you guys being here with me today. So today I'm going to tell you how to invest with this. Okay, you see that? $100. Okay, so I have a lot of people that are new to the channel. Some have told me they were low income. Some told me that they have no experience when it comes to investing. Other people have told me that they just don't know where to start. So I'm here to help you. If you have $100, then this video is for you. Okay, now one of the first things I want to say before I move on any further is that before you invest, you really need to have a solid budget in place. I always try to tell people that your budget is your financial foundation. Okay, before you can think about investing or paying off debt, maybe buying a house, maybe having a sinking fund or an emergency fund or whatever it is, you really need to have a solid budget. You need to know how much money is coming in, and more importantly, you need to know how much money is going out. Remember, when you invest your money into the stock market, it's for the long term. So you don't want to invest with money, that you may need in 6 months, right? Or you may need next year. This is a long-term buy and hold thing we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to share a couple of scenarios and how you can invest with $100. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Y'all already know your girl about to come with her spiel. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary, but I do share real numbers. You see all of our accounts. I show you what we're investing in. I'm talking to you about our strategy because it works. You see the accounts going up every single month. And so the proof is right there in the pudding. And if you follow simple, basic strategies that I learned from the greats, okay, Warren Buffett and all the people that's in his circle really come online or do interviews and they'll tell you like how they do what they do. But sometimes, it can seem like out of reach, out of touch. But when you have people like myself, a woman, a person of color, a mother, a wife, somebody who didn't come from anything, somebody from the inner city, I'm telling you guys, you can do it and you don't need a whole lot of money to start. That's a myth. So I'm going to give you 2 myths before I get into how you can invest $100. I have it upside down, $100. So the first myth is that you need a whole lot of money. You don't need a whole lot of money. That $1 a day investing challenge, there have been people that told me personally that that is all they have in their budget to invest is the $1 a day investing challenge. So what we basically do is just pick a stock, pick a fund. Everybody votes on it. I put it all out there under the community tab, and whatever the majority selects, that is our pick for that month. We've been doing this investing challenge for a year now. Okay, well, I introduced it in September of last year, but still just constantly coming back on this channel. I bring it up, I talk about it, I try to teach you solid investing principles so you can see that this works. And so many of you who are just only able to do the $1 a day investing challenge, now you're seeing the accounts come back up, right? Because the stock market has just turned a new page. I don't know what happened towards the end of July, but it just turned and now the market is up. But because we've been investing when the market was down, now we're starting to reap a lot of the benefits versus individuals who may have been trying to time the market, never invested their money, and now they're trying to catch up. Well, we got in low, so now we're just enjoying the ride off into the sunset. Okay, so you can invest with $1 a day. So that means if you are going to Starbucks, if you are going out to eat, if you are sliding through somebody's drive-through, you can afford to invest $1 a day for yourself because you're trying to protect your future self. If you know you don't want to work the rest of your life, if you know you're stressed and you're bogged down with your day-to-day routine when it comes to your employer, this is how you can prepare for that so you can quit if you want. You build up your arsenal. You build it up, okay, so you can buy back some of your time. And the next myth that I hear a lot of people talk about when it comes to investing is that it's just so hard. And I get it. I mean, when I first started learning about it several years ago, I was like a fish out of water. I had no clue what these people were talking about. When I would see like the stock charts up on the screen on the news or anywhere that I was looking, I was like, what are these red numbers? What are these green numbers? What is a chart? How do you know the 30-day moving average? I mean, how do you know all of this stuff? But now that I know, I figure, you know what? I could bring it to people who may be able to relate to me more, and I could explain it in a way that they could understand. Okay. And so it can be hard, but like with anything that's challenging when you first come across it, if you stick with it, if you learn, if you have really good resources, you can actually make it through, okay? And I'm telling you guys, you don't want to just give up on something that really can open up your mindset into what's possible. I mean, investing is a lifesaver, okay? It changed our lives. It's not about just making a whole lot of money. This is about changing generations that's coming after us because of what mommy and daddy did 100 years ago. You hear people talk about the Rockefellers still. The Rockefellers had to start somewhere. They had to start somewhere. It had to start with somebody, and maybe $100. Just started with somebody investing $100 or $1 a day. Okay. There are 3 different types of investors I want to first talk to you about, because this is going to dictate how you invest this, okay? So let's just say you are the beginner, babe, new, just hatched type of investor, okay? You just discovered it last week and you want to know more about it. You want to get started, okay? So if I had $100 and I was a baby investor, okay, I was new, I was just hatched. One of the things I would do with this $100, and I'm looking down, you will see it up on your screen, is I would just be conservative and put it in a fund, okay? So there is an index fund that I really like called SCHD. So SCHD, that's just the ticker. This is just an easy acronym that you can use to recognize the company, but it's the Charles Schwab Dividend ETF, okay? What I would do is put that $100 into a fund. I would put it into an ETF. So an ETF just stands for an exchange traded fund. So this is different from an index fund because it depends on how you can buy it during the day. So index funds just basically mean I can buy into it at whatever the price is at the close of the stock market day. But an exchange traded fund basically means that I can buy it at 9:30 and sell it at 10 o'clock. Okay, so I can buy and sell an ETF throughout the day. An index fund, I can only buy or sell it at whatever the price is at the end of the day. And keep in mind, funds are just a basket of stocks. So in one fund, you'll have like 100 companies. So SHD has over 100 companies. I think it's 104 companies inside that one fund. So instead of investing in a bunch of companies, you're just investing in one fund, and you have like little pieces of every company. So that's really good if you're a beginner investor and you just want to kind of get your toes wet while you're still learning. So put it in a fund. And the great thing about this is that it closed at $77.87 at the recording of this video. It is currently Wednesday, August 17th, 2022. But again, with that $100, you could just put it all in there and it will get you about like a share and a quarter, if that makes sense. Okay. So you get like a whole share plus an additional quarter of a share. So this is great because you're already investing and you have a whole share in the company. And this fund pays out a dividend. It pays out quarterly. Okay. So that means 4 times a year it pays out. So that's what I would do if I'm that type of investor and I have $100. Just play it safe. Put it in a fund, okay? SCHD is my recommendation. Again, not financial advice. Next is passive investors, okay? So you're kind of moved a little bit past the beginner stage and now you're reading about it more. You're watching more videos about it. You opened up an additional account, okay? You went to HR and you started investing in 401k too. So you want to know a little bit more, okay? You're kind of antsy. You liking what you're seeing so far, okay? You're liking to see, your money is actually working for you. You're seeing growth in your accounts. So if I'm a passive investor and I had 100 buckaroos right here, I would put it in one fund and one stock. Okay, so we're not just going to be super conservative. We're going to really stretch it a little bit and we're going to put it in one fund and one stock. So the fund that I would pick with this $100 is SPDR Portfolio, which is an S&P 500 high dividend ETF. So it has a bunch of companies inside of it. And again, you'll see screenshots up on your screen, but it's currently at $43.10. So I will put some of my $100 there. And I will also buy an individual stock and I will put it in Verizon. So Verizon is a really, really good company. They're telecommunications. A lot of people use Verizon in terms of wireless services, technology, things like that. And again, doing it this way will get you whole shares into this fund and into Verizon as well. So again, I'm trying to set you guys up so that you can get in with whole shares versus partial shares, if that makes sense. But I do have a strategy for that, so stay tuned for that in a few minutes. But yes, this is where I will put the money, okay? So you'll be able to put your $100 and have some change left over, okay? And have a whole share of this fund and a whole share of Verizon. And yes, both of these pay out a dividend as well. So you guys know I'm already going to select or suggest funds and stocks that pay out a dividend, because we're all about that compound interest life over here. So we want to see our stocks and funds go up, but we also want to be paid a dividend for holding said stocks and funds. So let's move on. So you're an active investor. You're like me. I'm a hands-on. I like knowing what's going on. I do portfolio updates. I do net worth updates. I'm looking at my apps often. I'm in the spreadsheets often. I'm looking at the news. I'm reading audiobooks. I'm an active investor, okay? I'm the type of person who would not do well with a financial advisor, okay? I like knowing what's going on with our money all the time. So if you're like me, okay, first of all, welcome to the club. And second, you can be a little bit more aggressive with your $100, okay? You could be a little bit more aggressive, because I do believe in, if you don't show a lot of risk, you're not going to get a lot of reward, okay? Now keep in mind, you want to make sure that you're diversified when you plan it like this, okay? We want to make sure we're playing chess, not checkers, all right? If I had $100, I would buy a whole share of Realty Income. Currently, at the recording of this video, it is at $73.49. So I would buy a whole share with that $100, a whole share right off the bat. And then I would buy a whole share of Marathon Oil, okay? That's currently at $23.18 per share. So doing it this way, I'll also have a full share in both of those securities, and securities is just another way of saying stocks. But I love that, number one, with Realty Income, it's a REIT, which stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. These are companies or firms that own a lot of real estate, and they pay their investors a lot of the profit every single month. So some REITs pay monthly. I think most REITs pay monthly, but some pay quarterly as well. But again, Realty Income pays every month. So my whole share from out of this $100 is going to pay me, I think it's 24 cents a share that they pay out. So you're getting 24 cents on your whole share every single month. And if you turn on your DRIP, which is the dividend reinvestment, so you got to really go to your settings and you got to click the little button. It'll show you, you click it over to DRIP and it will automatically reinvest your dividend back into your positions, or any of your positions. Doesn't have to be just Realty Income, but I would buy one Realty Income, and then I will also invest in oil. Oil is a little riskier because the price of oil can go up, the price of oil can come down. I just don't see oil, gas, whatever you want to call it, coming back to what it was pre-COVID, okay? Yes, gas prices are coming down a little bit, but it's still high comparatively to last year. It's still high, okay? So our gas is at $4.25 a gallon now. I've seen some where it's like inching towards like the $4 mark, but overall it's still high. And so oil is just one of those things that a lot of old money is in. A lot of people who have just been wealthy for a long time, they're really big into oil, into gases, and just natural resources like that. So Marathon Oil is another great company, and that's what I would put the rest of my $100 in if I was an active, like hands-on type of investor. Again, there's a lot of companies out there, a lot of funds, but I just wanted to just give some advice. You know, if you're new, depending on the type of investor you are, what you can do with $100. Again, it's upside down. What you can do with $100. Now, keep in mind, you are investing into assets when you use this $100 versus going to use this $100 for what? Going out to eat, or maybe getting a new pair of Jordans or something. Invest in a Nike stock versus buying your pair of Jordans, okay? It's cheaper and it pays a dividend as well. So it's about using this money to really work for us. So after you invest, this Benjamin right here is working after you put it in the market. It's still working as long as the market is open. Is going to just continue to grow and work for you, especially if it pays a dividend, okay? So I hope that really helped. Like I said, consider using a lot of the resources that I have up on the site. I have an investing workbook that I personally crafted for beginner investors. I have some of the groups, like I said, and I have some new groups coming, and I have some new products coming. So like I said, make sure you guys stay tuned. But I wanted to put out a video that shows you, yes, you can invest with $100. I don't care what the myths are. If you can't even do $100, if you got 50, look into some of the ones that I've mentioned. All the individual stocks that I mentioned outside of Realty Income are all under $50. Okay, Verizon is under 50. BP is under 50. Marathon Oil is under 50. Main Street Capital, which is another monthly paying dividend REIT, is under $50. Okay, You can do it, and I'm here to encourage you on, okay? So I hope that you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification button so that you don't miss upload every time your Investie Bestie posts a video. If you know someone who could benefit from this information, help me to get it out there. Share it, tag it, let me know. Share it with your family and friends, your spouses. I know people who told me they watch with their spouse. They watch the channel with their children so that we can really educate ourselves to what's possible with this. Okay, so in the past, we would take $100 and we would spend it and not know what we spent it on. Now, this money, we're going to be in tune with this, okay? We're going to be watching our portfolios. We're going to see our money make money for us. And this is how we close the wealth gap. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, y'all already know, I'll see you in the next one, okay? Have a good one. Bye-bye.